Our physical bodies afford us an amazing opportunity to engage with the world and live a much deeper, more meaningful life. But often we are torn nowadays between this duality. On the one hand, there are our jobs and our relationships and all of our responsibilities that somehow detach us and take us out of our physical body. And on the other hand, there's this sense that the only way or the primary way to engage the body is through some form of fitness activity and this specific unit of time called the capital W workout. Well, whether you're somebody who has struggled to engage with physical activity in your life, or if you're someone who has always seen yourself through the strict lens of fitness, stick around to the end of this video because I think this will be a new way for you to open up your physical life as we delve into the question of what it means to build your own physical culture. So, what do we mean by physical culture? Well, physical culture actually has a long standing definition that goes all the way back to the Greeks and probably beyond, which has to do with perfecting the body and really expanding the physical capabilities. It's a little bit more aligned towards what we would now call fitness, although I do think it was a much more richer tradition. I'm using physical culture now to think about the idea of culture, culture itself, a way of life. If you think about visiting a city that you've always wanted to visit or one that you've already been to and you just love, think about visiting this place and how this place would give a feeling of culture, a feeling of its way of life, from the architecture to the shape and size of the streets to the smells in the air, to the cuisine, to the way that people carry themselves, the style, the activities that people engaged in, the institutions, the rituals. There would be an entire feeling of that city. And if we use Plato's Republic as the notion that a city is essentially a person writ large, you have that opportunity in your own inner city to create your own culture. What would that look like? Well, this is where it takes a bit of imagination. Give yourself that time and space, maybe take out a journal and write down some ideas so that you could start to imagine an ideal world where on a given week you would be participating in different activities. The way that when you're at that city, that imaginary city, you're visiting different places. There's the monuments one day, there's the museums the other, there's the food at night, the walk down the twisty streets. This could be your way of seeing yourself in a different light. And for this, you want to give yourself the permission to really think as large or as small as you want in terms of your physical life. The only mandate is what you're actually drawn to. Anything from bird watching to yoga to MMA training to baking in the kitchen. Anything that involves your physical body that you're drawn to, that you would love to see yourself participating in on a regular basis. Things that maybe you've always thought were outside of the realm of possibilities. Write them down. Build the ideal city that you would not only want to visit, but actually live in, because you are living in your physical body. Now, you may immediately be asking, well, what about my physical health? What about my physical fitness? And that's a great question because now, once you've established your physical culture, you can start to design a fitness program that suits your needs specifically. Rather than thinking about some general plan where there's cardio and strength and hypertrophy and high intensity cardio and long form cardio, you can actually decide, well, I want to do these activities and my body needs a certain capacity. Therefore, I can then work backwards and find ways to get myself into a place where I can be in the world in the way that I wish to be. Thanks so much for watching. I'd love to hear your experience and your questions about this notion of building a physical culture. Does it resonate for you? Does it inspire you? Does it confuse you in terms of how to blend it with fitness? There's a lot we could go into, but please let me know. And thanks as always for watching.